Welcome to Forever Talking, where we talk nothing forever. My name is Ian Moore with my commentating partner, co-host Nicholas, as well as I probably in the bottom right. I don't know. We're introducing a few guests on today's episode. This is a really important episode that we've been trying to get going for a while, but schedules and whatnot, where people with different lives who do different things. Brett down there, he's fucking doing whatever he's doing, and Fragoza's all the way out across the country. So, the only and Nick's in his garage. So, but we finally came together. We were able to get this thing cooking and going. Fair introductions on the bottom left corner of my screen here, which is probably the left corner of your screen too. We have the man who needs no introduction. He's been, I believe he was on like episode 3 of Forever Talking 30 weeks ago or something like that, which, by the way, Nick, the fact that we've been able to keep doing this weekly for 34, 33 weeks is the most, I haven't been able to stick with any schedule in my life, and the fact that we were able to stick that on is incredible. This is my cousin Brett, otherwise known as B-Pags, my partner in crime in this music scene. He needs no introduction. Big John Jones fan. I'm sure we'll end up talking about that in a few minutes. And at the bottom right of the screen, hailing in California at the moment, as you can see, it's sunny where he's at, and it's pitch black where I'm at. Fragoza, how you doing, gentlemen? Are we doing good today?
Doing fantastic.
Chilling. Nick, God, how you doing, buddy? You doing well?
Oh, you're gonna ask? I'm doing good.
Oh,
it looks mighty cozy over there. That's for sure.
I got the blanket.
Is it a blanket or is it a fight garb? It looks like he's coming out.
Oh, he's getting ready. Yeah, he's getting ready.
It's a robe.
Yeah. He's challenging Tyson. I mean, Nick's been in training camp for a while now, getting ready for this. So gentlemen, welcome to the show. Brett, you've done this before. Fragoza, you haven't. This isn't fucking the most professional thing on the planet.
I love it.
Yeah, Nick's in a blanket, and we're just chilling. So basically,
I'm sitting in a car, so
yeah, that's all.
He's got a better seat than me.
But when you're sitting in the car, it makes you look like you're a celebrity. You're getting ready to.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on. I just got this thing cleaned. It's a rental.
God, it looks great.
Nice.
It looks great. I'll tell you. That leather is snazzy though. I mean,
yeah. That's how you always look like you're doing well. Just always stay in a rental.
car,
Never show them your real car.
Yeah, little carpool karaoke we got going on here today.
There you go.
But and I want a preference as to why we have gathered here today with these specific people at this specific time. We're running out of time, but we managed to get it to going here. I mean, God forbid if this would have failed, we still would have had next week, so it would have worked out just okay. But we wanted to all come together. Gentlemen, my dog just opened my door, and you may be asking, how is that even possible, considering that it's an animal and I have a door that closes, and I'm not 100% sure either. I'm gonna have to fix that in 2 seconds. But we have in 12 days, I believe, a show coming up. And at the very first podcast, I mentioned that Brett and I headlined Blueberry Hill, which is a pretty historic concert venue here in St. Louis, Missouri. And we were fucking dicking back and forth about, hey, are we gonna go back? Are we not gonna go back? And then here comes Sammy Adams swooping in like a hawk, and then we opened up for him, and then we were just fiddling around for a little bit, but we decided to come back, and Brett and I were like, let's co-headline this bad boy. Let's sell it out. Let's do something different. Let's make it sick. And we were like, who's going to be our opener from this time around? And I was like, oh my God, I fucking know a guy. His name's Fragoza. Dude's got the voice of, an angel army. And this just makes sense. So we all came together and we were talking back and forth with the venue. We got a date, place. I think literally like Brett and I were just like, fuck it, we'll figure out an opener later. And then I texted Fragoza and I was like, you texted me something about, I think about your music video. And I was like,
Mhm.
I texted you, I was like, hey, what are you doing on July 22nd? And you were like, well, I guess I'm playing a show with you. And I was like,
Yeah, wherever you want me, dude.
yeah. I was like, you have no choice. You're gonna be there, and we're gonna have a great night. So
I forget why. Yeah, I don't even know why I was texting you, but dude, I'm always down to play. You know, someone hits
Yeah.
me up and they're like, "Hey, are you free this date?" And I look real quick, and if there's nothing there, my assumption is we're playing something. I'm like, "Yep, sign me up."
well, dude, like I don't know, because you're a fairly busy person. I mean, you got businesses coming out the ass, like Elon Musk. I mean,
That's not always a good thing, but yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
do. It's because I'm losing my ass on all of them.
no, God, no, no.
No. They're going great.
Yeah.
It was funny. We have so I'm actually launching. We're doing a soft launch of a new photo studio the weekend after, but I think it was on. After I told you yes, my business partner was like, "Hey, what do you think about the 22nd?" I think that's when we had talked about doing it, and I was like, "Yeah, that's not going to work anymore." I'm jamming on the 22nd.
Here comes Ian. Here comes Ian, fucking it all up, like I do. Perfectly good
Dude,
schedule.
I love it. And this trip too, I was supposed to spend. So I'm here in California, meeting with a couple clients and visiting my family. This is where I'm originally from. But I had plans to be here until I think the end of July, as well as going to do like a month in California. But a month would have been too long. It was perfect. 3 weeks, I'll be back to play. I'm super pumped to make it happen. And yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for asking me to be on it. I was in the crowd at the last Blueberry Hill show.
Absolutely.
And you guys put on one heck of a show, man. I had a blast.
I remember seeing you there in the crowd. And I was like, if we ever do this again, it just has to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm super stoked, and obviously the whole trick about putting on a concert or a show is how you gonna do it differently. Because you can't fucking sell the same thing over and over again.
Same thing over, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, if you keep eating Kit Kats, you're gonna want to move on to a Twix every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Not me, because I fucking like Kit Kats. But with that being said, we had to figure out a way to make this bad boy different, how to make the show more lively, more entertaining, because you got the basis. You got me, you got Brett, you got the opener, you got Fragoza, and you just got to figure out what you're gonna do differently apart from the music. And Brett and I were talking back and forth, and I mean, the Amazon purchases for this show insane, and I cannot.
That's awesome.
I cannot wait to showcase what we got going on. And because Blueberry Hill, it's complicated. So unfortunately, my cousin is a fucking pyrotechnic, and we can't use pyro. And we picked the one concert venue that we can't use pyro. 1 minute, gentlemen. I gotta close this door. I mean, this thing. I'm sure my dad's gonna come up here and throw a pan at my head if I don't.
Yeah, no worries.
If I don't be
So
quiet.
last time, were you guys there at the last show, you two boys?
No, I was not.
Yeah, I was there.
I was not.
Well, the light show that he had, like that was one of the coolest ideas I had seen in a long time, of just like the glow stick deals. I mean, if people weren't into the music, they were into flipping
Throwing these
the
things
glow
around.
stick.
Yeah.
And
All
it
I
made
heard.
for
Go ahead. Sorry.
it made for a great show. Like, just especially when you're a new artist and maybe people are seeing you for the first time, and you have a couple fans there that know your music are going to sing along, but there's some people who don't. If nothing else, they can wave the stick, and they have a couple drinks and they're having a blast. And
yeah. So
heck yeah.
So obviously, so Brett and I, every time we've done, like I've performed, he's been there, either as hype man, or as we're just performing the show together. So Blueberry Hill, which we did last September, I think 9 months ago or some shit like that, which is crazy. this was like the first time that we would be doing it as like headliners on the marquee with long ass sets. Like the
Yeah.
first show we ever did was January 2022, where we opened for a 5-minute set for Futuristic. And we drove to Colorado like a bunch of dumbasses, and we did it.
Had
Which
a good time doing it too.
yeah, it was a
That's
great
really cool.
experience. We got to meet
Yeah.
he got to meet the man. It was awesome.
Got to rehearse in the snow.
We
Can't forget
literally
that.
rehearsed in the backyard of the Airbnb.
That's awesome.
Then a few months later, we got the opportunity to open up in Chicago for Michael Waves and Danny G. In Chicago. That was the second performance we ever did. And we rehearsed in Brett's uncle's house whenever he was house sitting or some shit. So we drove to Chicago, and that's where we got the idea to do the glow sticks, because they were on tour and they were bringing the glow sticks with them. And we didn't even conjure up the idea to do the show yet. I mean, we thought about it a little bit, but this was in June. So maybe like a month after, we were just like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's see what happens. And I knew that the glow sticks, at the very least, vodka and glow sticks would be a great combination. So
How much were the glow sticks, by the way? Because like I said, that was like one of the best add-ons.
I want to say you buy them in bulk. So I want to say I bought like 100, maybe $1 a piece. Maybe.
Oh my god, that's such a steal, dude.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Such a steal.
And of course the glow sticks are gonna be returning.
Yeah, of course.
And we because they were a big hit. Like after the show, everyone who went to it, I think 20 people told me how much they loved the glow sticks. Now people also told me that their fucking arm hurt from doing this nonstop. But the glow
There's a
sticks
store up in there, dog.
yeah. And I had some leftover glow sticks, and Brett and I ended up opening for Sammy Adams, which was sick, just 3 months later, which was something we didn't even know was going to happen until like really short notice, and then we ended up doing it. I'm close, or I work very closely with Sammy Adams' manager, so I said, hey, I still got the leftover glow sticks. I'll bring it there, and we did that for that show too, and that was a blast. And I believe I still have some leftover glow sticks, but if I don't, I bought some anyway. So the glow sticks are once again making return to the show, but like I said, you have to figure out a way to do something different. So that's why for this show, and I've been kind of keeping it like wrapped up behind the scenes of like what's actually going to happen, but I'm going to say it on the podcast for people who exclusively watch the podcast, which will be probably 1 million people, considering that I have B-Pags and Fragoza on the fucking call.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, absolutely. So what we're really leaning in towards is a glow in the dark neon theme type deal. And Fragoza, it's totally up to you if you want us to do the whole thing for your set. I have no problem doing it.
Yeah, whatever.
But I got the glow sticks, I got the glow necklaces, I got the glow bracelets. We're looking into a laser machine.
Nice.
For my set, Brett was like, I don't fucking want these things for my set, but I bought bubble machines because like yeah, and like on
Let's go.
yeah,
I don't judge the bubbles. I'm
he
like,
doesn't so on Saturday night, I Amazon brought me my bubble machines, right? And I was like, I mean, I'm fucking playing with these things. I mean, like you have to, right? So I set them up in my front yard, and as a 22-year-old man, for like 20 minutes, I was playing in fucking 8,000 bubbles.
Yeah, thanks for the call, dude. No, that's cool.
Don't worry.
Do it by yourself. Whatever.
Don't worry. Yeah,
That's great.
You'll get it. You'll get it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He and then my dad apparently saw me on the Ring camera, and he texts me while I'm playing in these bubbles, and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Wait,
Hey, you need to get
that one said too, right?
And I texted him back. I was like, "You know exactly what I'm doing."
You're doing that at like midnight, right?
Huh?
You were doing that at like midnight, right? Or 1 a.m.?
No, I was doing it right before you got home, or right before you
I
got
thought
to.
you did it
Yeah.
after I left. I was like, that'd be even funnier at night.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So like broad daylight. just
Neighbors
me.
watching. Walking the
Neighbors
dog.
literally neighbors walking the dog, walking past me, just saw my house inflamed by bubbles. And now my idea is that with the glow sticks and the glowing aura, and in that enclosed space that is Blueberry Hill, the bubbles could be sick. Now I'm only going to do it for like 10 minutes because I feel like bubbles in people's vodka won't be very pleasant. But
True.
it will look sick for that brief period of time.
I don't know if you've thought about this, but you should definitely take that that footage from the ring cam, and that should be like one of your TikTok music videos for sure for one of your songs.
100%.
Like the fact that it's not already
Is crazy.
I'm a little disappointed. But
I don't have
it definitely
access
needs
to
to
it.
be.
He has access to it.
Just get him to send it to you. Hey, send me that video. It's about ready to pop on TikTok.
Of me as a grown ass man playing, dude. So
yeah, heck yeah.
So Brett and I are still looking, and we start rehearsal on Wednesday. And we're gonna be doing rehearsal a couple times throughout the week, and then a couple times next week too. And Fragoza, whenever you get back from Cali, I know you talked about wanting to run over your set once. We'll probably just based on what we did from past things, I'm sure Brett and I will end up doing a walkthrough the night before. That's usually how these things go.
That's my plan to do it with you guys.
Yeah. If you want to do your whole set in front of a concrete wall, man, fuck, I got you covered.
Nice.
So
hey, sadly we don't got the rooftop this time, Ian, which would be
yeah, that makes me sad. You have to move back. So
disappointing.
So Brett lived in a penthouse in University City, I think, right?
No, it's just like in the city. It's right next to downtown.
Yeah, it was in the Sluish area. So he lived in this penthouse, and whenever Brett and I originally linked up, 2 years ago, whenever it was, to start doing music together, he was like, dude, come by the penthouse. And I was like, the penthouse? The fuck are you talking about, dude?
He's all, you heard me.
That's literally what he said. He goes, dude, get over here. So I end up going there. It's a fucking penthouse. Access to the roof, like a giant door to enter, and then when you get in the family, there's like a giant fireplace. It's a penthouse. So what we would do is our rehearsals would be on this roof. You could see all the lights of downtown St. Louis, and our rehearsals would just be off this roof. Now, granted, we got
that's cool.
Several noise complaints, but
that's all right.
Yeah, but I'm Ian Moore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what are they gonna do?
Yeah, it all balanced out. So it was sick. So we're not gonna have that this time around because Brett moved on with his life and whatever, fucking whatever. It's cool, I guess. Yeah. So he bought a house. Whatever, I guess.
Nice.
So we're gonna do it at my place. I got this big ass unfinished basement. I got a giant speaker, and we'll just kind of run over the whole set. D2, our DJ, is gonna be returning back for this show as well. And Fragoza, if you need the services of the DJ, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm winging it, dude. I'm winging it. I think I'm going acoustic set, but I'm having a cajon player. A bass player, and I think electric guitar. I'm going 90s meets acoustic, I guess. I was trying to get this really cool band called freaking Moon River or something. Their local STL. I'm butchering their name right now, and they're gonna be like, "I'm playing with you," but they booked another show that night, so they couldn't. And they're bluegrass style, which I thought was interesting clash with my style. But I'm doing a lot of covers, man. I'm gonna try to keep it hype. I'm not worried about pumping my stuff too much because my stuff's pretty mellow, and I don't want to depress people about halfway through the night. They're getting all in their feels. They're I feel so emotional and I don't know what's happening inside my heart. I'm yeah, that's what I do. I don't want to do that to you guys. So I'm gonna come with some covers, a little energy. We got it.
But you say that, like you say, and I understand you make more of like the house music stuff, and I say like I get it. You and I met at Guilty Pleasures concert, correct? Rock concert.
That's right.
About
That's right. Heck yeah.
year and some change ago, maybe.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And we met, and mutual friend was like, "You gotta meet this dude Fragoza," and I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." And then you showed up.
He's
like,
a crazy person.
Yeah, like 10 minutes later, and then you're like, "Hey man, how you doing? Check my stuff out."
What's
and
up?
I was like, "Fuck it, yeah, I'll check it." As soon as I got in my car to leave that place, I played Drunk.
Oh, nice.
It's been in my rotation ever since. I mean, genuinely,
Ah,
it's a great song. And like you say, like your shit's mellow, and the idea, like the concepts are mellow, but there's some bangers in there, man. That will work
Appreciate it,
just
man. Heck
fine.
yeah.
Like Drunk's gonna work well. Welcome Fear is gonna work well. And like I remember last
I am
time.
doing drunk. I'm doing drunk on. I usually play it on the piano, but I play drunk on the guitar, which will be different for
Sick.
that song, but it'll be cool.
And the genre's difference, because obviously Brett's into that rap shit, and I'm switching over to the pop
Mhm.
EDM rap shit, and you do the
Yep.
house music stuff. The genre difference is not as big of a worry to me anymore,
Oh, not at all.
because I remember last year while we were originally planning this fucking concert, I would go to the penthouse for rehearsals, and I would keep telling Brett about how fucking scared I was about this, that, and the other, and Brett would say, "Hey, how about you, man the fuck up?" And I'd be like, "Oh, okay." And then I would go there the next night and bitch about something or another. And I was a little bit worried about the genre difference between the band Guilty Pleasures and ours, because they were fucking 80s, 90s rock, you know?
Yeah, hardcore. Yeah.
And now they're not Guilty Pleasures anymore. They're now the band Wise Mary. They just switched their name. So
Really? Okay.
shouts out to them. And I was worried about the rock shit and what that demographic, but the crowd stayed electric throughout all of it. So
Yeah.
it's not my concern anymore. And I think that they're going to be engaged and they're going to love it no matter what. And our job is just for the next 12 days to put on an absolutely insane amount of promo. I mean, I might hit Nick with my car with a banner on the back of it that says, "Buy your tickets to the July 22nd show," because I mean, I mean, that's just bound to get clicks.
Let's do it.
Our job is for the next, God damn it, Nick. Our plan for the next 12
He's
days.
all in.
Yeah, he's in. I mean,
Well, let me hit you with
We
the
got it all lined up. Let's go.
you can't hit me with the car. I need to be there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
We'll make a
understand?
tent on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our game plan for the next 12 days is just promo. And then put on a great show for everybody who came out to play or came out to see us, because that means a lot. So, and we didn't mention this yet, that the show is a charity show. A portion of all the proceeds are going to be going to Donate Life America and Mid-America Transplant. I got the wristband on me now. It's a great organization. We're super happy to raising money to these, to send to these places. I don't even know what I'm saying, but we're just really happy to be doing it. And these organizations mean a lot. And Brett and I are having a competition at the end of the night to close the show. This time around, and I believe both of our sets, we're not going to be playing. We're going to be doing our own music, of course, but we're also going to be putting in some cover songs in there.
Nice.
Brett and I are going to be closing the show with a little competition that we got going on. Whoever, we're going to each choose a song, and fuck it, I'm going to say it here because, just whoever gets to see this podcast will know what's going on, but we'll see what happens. We're each going to choose a song, and whoever gets the crowd the most hype on their song gets to turn in the money for charity. So I'm coming with some fucking a banger. So I mean, I don't you better pick.
I'm ready, dog. I'm ready.
Not scared. So I'm not
I've
scared.
been plotting on this. I've been plotting.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Sweet Caroline. You just have to.
Dang, he showed his hand. Or
Yeah.
is that a bluff? And he's like thinking like, oh,
I
okay.
I guess we'll find out at rehearsal. But you know, hey, you better come with that heat, motherfucker. Because when everybody's clapping to Sweet Caroline, Sweet Caroline, bum, 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 that's gonna be loud.
It's gonna
as
be
fuck.
tough.
That's gonna be loud as fuck, and you ain't gonna be able to beat it. So I can't tell if he's frozen or if he like he's frozen, isn't he?
He's all, dang it. That's what I was gonna do. I'm out of here. I gotta come up with other
Yeah,
ideas.
he's scared. He's worried about it. This dude vanished. He vanished.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
That's good. Is it always weird? Is it always weird playing covers? Like I always feel like I'm cheating. Anytime I play a cover, I'm just like, dude, I'm up here throwing lies.
I haven't done one yet. So hey,
Oh, he's
so
back.
you know, whenever you feel like doing this podcast, just let me know, you know.
Such an asshole.
Dude, I'm so confused what's happening.
You
There we go.
you just vanished.
No. I was sitting here. I was going on a very great tangent, and I'm like,
All right, continue.
nobody's
Go.
fucking responding.
I didn't catch a word you said. Like you were like this.
Looking like a
Yeah, like I was like, I'm gonna do Sweet Caroline, and I thought you were so fucking baffled by the fact that I chose that song that you were just like,
no, what I
Hold
said
it.
was,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep mine on the DL.
was that right?
I don't want to give you that inside scoop yet. 'Cause I go switch mine.
Oh, is that right? Is that a fact?
Oh,
I
His
think
pick is so good. It's so good. He's concerned that you might switch your pick if he lets you in on it.
bingo. And trust me, if
Okay.
that happens, you guys are both gonna go, damn.
he was right.
I remember this
Done messed up.
Good pick.
He got me fucked up. So, I mean, listen, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. So yeah, we got a great little competition, and not only that, so the big difference between this show and the show from past is that every time we did a show, it was either on a fucking Tuesday or a Sunday or some fucking. My dog isn't hair in my mouth. That's awesome. My dog sheds like a motherfucker. So this show's on a Saturday. This was like really important for us to do. It had to be on a Saturday, and we're lucky enough that it was in the summertime. So, you know, because when we did it last time, people were away at school, they had work the next day. We were still super grateful and fortunate enough that people cared enough to come out. But this time around, it's on a Saturday, it's summer, so it's going to be a great night. We're talking about doing it. Like my original post was an after party. I don't know what we're going to do about that nonsense. I was thinking about the casino. Because you got, you know, I'm thinking about a place that's open, that you know that we can go to
This
celebrate.
is how prepared for the show I am. What time's the show start?
So doors open at 7.
All right.
And
write it down.
And you start at 8.
All right. Cake.
Cake.
So we'll wrap up at like 8, 9, 10, 30.
I'm thinking like 11:30. I think it's gonna be 11:30.
11:30. Oh yeah, then you're gonna have to go casino. You're gonna have to go, you know, some late night spot.
Yeah.
Casino's deep though. From Blueberry. Oh, you mean downtown casino? Sorry, I was thinking Amistar. That's deep.
How far? Where's I've never been to the casino in St. Louis, so I have no idea. How far is River City
the
anywhere
downtown
near?
casinos. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. Fuck, we'll be all right.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. I mean, God, it's gonna be a great time. Now the question is, can you get everybody there? Because by time I remember fondly whenever I came out, when I fucking ran out that door like I had a cougar chasing me last time. I was so excited. By the end of the night, people had fun. That's all I need to put together. And my after party after the show was sticking around at the venue eating fried pickles with my father at 1:30 in the morning.
That's not a bad after party, dude.
No,
that sounds all right too.
It was sick. And by the way, Blueberry Hill's got some food, dude.
Killer food.
It was immaculate. I mean, the fact they were able to whip up some fried pickles like that was phenomenal. But yeah, we're super excited about the fact it's on a Saturday, and I didn't even mention yet. Get your tickets, dude. It's gonna be in the link down below. And if it's gonna be a
get
TikTok,
your tickets here.
Yeah, get your goddamn tickets. And if it's gonna be a TikTok clip that I'm making, which I'm making, that's the whole point of this podcast. Fuck, I'm gonna post it right here. Yeah, get your goddamn tickets. All right.
Get your tickets here.
Get your tickets for the gun.
Tickets.
Get your tickets before God. So get your tickets or you some bitches. That's what I gotta say about that. So we're really excited. We can't wait. And I just gotta ask some questions. I mean, so I got some cover songs that I'm planning here.
Okay.
I'm thinking, and like, I'm not gonna say all the cover songs, but I'm gonna do "Party in the USA."
Okay.
It's
I like it.
It's a good call. And
Cause it's a great song. And so if anybody's doing covers, and obviously don't leak your whole set. Name one cover you're thinking about doing.
I'm probably gonna do Sunday morning because I always do Sunday morning.
Fire.
Fire.
Who doesn't like a little Adam Levine?
Fucking, I mean, the map that leads to you, baby. I mean, great.
What am I gonna not do that? That's really the only one I think that's mainstream enough that somebody else would do it. The other ones are like curveballs. They're covers, but most people aren't gonna know. They're gonna be like, I think I heard that somewhere sometime. I think that's a cover. Be like, yeah, you're right, it is.
And you got the band too, so you...
Yeah, I got some people jamming with me. So, and we're gonna do some jam songs too, where we're just freaking jamming.
Good.
So, yeah, anything that's suspect that might get picked up by you guys, I'll make sure I'll get you a whole set list. That way you know what I'm doing. I started making it today. A little behind.
Yeah, I don't. By the way, I haven't even finished mine yet. I'm like, I gotta film. I gotta like record this whole intro that I'm gonna do. I haven't even, and I gotta get this done. I guess tomorrow since rehearsals on Wednesday. So if anybody's slacking, but also like we've been planning for the shit. We've been planning the shit for the show. I've been getting the glow sticks. I've been getting I've been planning, motherfucker. I mean, yeah, we got to figure out, we got to find wireless mics. We got to get that done. So we've been busy.
One cover.
So Blueberry Hill doesn't provide PA?
They provide wired.
Oh, but you want some mobility.
I want to move, baby. Every time we've done a show, we've been strapped. I've trying to
fall a couple times. You gotta like do a little balance in that.
I'm trying to think.
I almost put bread on his ass like 15 times at that Sammy Adams concert.
You're like,
yeah. So
dang it.
He was Muhammad Ali skipping.
Wireless.
I don't have wireless either for live performance. So I know you can rent them. The question is we gotta find out where. We gotta get these.
Yeah.
We gotta get
where
these
and
things.
how much?
Yeah, we gotta get these things rented. I don't know. I mean, I think the wired's gonna work all right for you because you got the band and stuff like that. And I know Blueberry Hill's got like a bunch.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
And
are they doing monitors or in-ears?
It's monitors.
Monitors? Oh, okay, that's cool. We can work with that.
Yeah, I think they have like a whole engineer that helps set up all the stuff for
I'll chat with him.
Yeah, the speakers and whatnot. So it was pretty sick how well everything was kind of handled last time we were there. That dude who was working with us was sick. And I think we got to get, so the goal is we got to get there because we have a specific load in time. And I won't share that on here. I'll share with you guys privately. But we have a specific load time.
Gotta keep the groupies away.
Yeah, we gotta keep the paparazzi away.
The groupies.
I mean, I got fucking Nick on this podcast. You know, he's a big deal around these parts. So
Definitely.
dude said 12 words this whole podcast. This is how Nick rolls. He
Like
he provides the context when I need it. He
Killer with the eyes. The eyes tell the tale.
yeah, he's all in this. He's all in this.
Oh yeah.
Nick's my comma. Nick can't go to the show because he's like a crippling concussion. And when we start playing the loud music, he's gonna have a stroke.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, yeah, Nick. So
I halfway expect him to like lift up a little cognac and a little cigar in that robe. Like halfway through the show, I'm just expecting to see this.
Maybe I'll do that sometime.
He's got a pipe
and no words.
Yeah.
And then it goes back down to the distance.
Yeah, Nick has his like own. Whenever we have a guest on, Nick has his like own show, like in the corner. He's like,
I love having a special guest on. We got to hear from them.
Nick is so psyched because like the last three, because we're mostly like a sports podcast, right? And I don't know if you guys knew this. There's no sports, like at all right now. Football's done. Baseball we don't know enough.
Well, you know what? You don't watch UFC at all?
We do. No, we do. We totally talk about
the
UFC.
Card last week was insane.
Yeah, Vulcan. Which you know what sucks is we didn't talk about it, Nick. And whenever you text
You're in charge.
I forgot. I forgot it was that weekend. I texted him because if we don't have things to talk about, we'll talk about crossover fighting like boxing, or we'll talk about UFC. And I was like, "There's no UFC cards this week. We'll talk about the crossover boxing card that's happening this weekend, because this podcast is coming out on Wednesday. So how we work is we film on Mondays or Tuesdays, and I release it on Wednesday because I got to get it edited.
Oh, you talk about the upcoming fight?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So and last Saturday I texted Nick. I was like, "Hey, let's go see Indiana Jones," and he was like, "No, like Volkanovski is fighting."
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck. And not only that, like the whole last episode was dedicated to like a crossover YouTube influencer boxing card because we love those. And as soon as I posted it, or like an hour before I was posting it, the entire company went out of business and went bankrupt. Pretty much rendering that entire episode useless.
Useless.
Yeah, but luckily DAZN saved the card. So I think it's happening still. But regardless, we didn't talk about UFC at all. Dan Hooker was fighting. Volkanovski was fighting.
Robbie Lawler, baby.
Robbie Lawler
retired.
Retired that fight.
Bo Nickel.
New guy.
Bo Nickel fought.
Wrestler.
125ers. We just missed.
Moreno.
We missed that card entirely. So Fragoza, you're a giant fight fan. You have a multimedia company, or a media company, and you just signed a fighter or something like that.
It's our first official sponsorship, which we're going out on the limb with it. This is a kid, his name's Dylan Miles. He's a kid who wrestled for my brother, who's a high school wrestling coach. And my brother, Thomas Fragoza, is a savage wrestling coach, great coach, has been doing great things up in Ukiah, California, and he just makes machines, and I know this kid's going to do something. He's an animal. He has a gas tank, like a freaking fifth wheel. It just never stops.
A lot of wrestlers do.
And he's a monster, and he's just a monster. He's, I think he's 5 or 6-0 right now, 3-0 professionally with 3 TKOs. We're pumped about him, but Dylan Miles, Dilly the Kid is his official name.
You posted about it, and I was like, dude, let me check. I'm a fight fan. Let me check this guy out. If I got into a confrontation, with this gentleman, I'd lose my leg. And he would beat me over the head with it. Hey, I think he's gonna he's gonna do okay.
He's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, like I one look at him and I was like, oh yeah, so this gentleman gets his protein. So yeah, I mean, fucker is jacked. I mean, unbelievable. Yeah.
The best part about that is in high school he was tubby. And he all throughout his wrestling career, he was tubby. And we would tell him all the time, like, dude, if you stopped eating and just kept working out the way that you're working out and just put down the fork, you eventually would be shredded. Yeah. And so as he started fighting, his MMA coach, I think, got real serious about him, about his diet, and started like telling him what he can and cannot eat, and hydrating and continuing to work out like an animal. And all that muscle that was underneath his pudginess just started freaking popping. And now he's addicted. He's like, bro, I go to the gym so much.
so that's my problem. so I did.
You would be very surprised.
Oh, yeah. Dude. So I've done 2 like camps designed around boxing camps.
Yeah.
Whole lot of running, and I lost like 30 pounds the first time I did it. This time I lost like 20 pounds, like 6 weeks, something like that, which is sick. And the way to lose weight, it's not that hard. Eat less, train more.
Yeah, that was it.
But like, I fucking love McDonald's. So
it's hard.
I mean, like that's the issue that I'm running into on a regular basis. So, I mean, I box a little bit. I box occasionally. It's a great way. I fucking love working out that way. Boxing's so much fun. And I can cut this if you need me to. Whenever you look on YouTube for Fragoza, have you fought before?
Yes. I fight. I've done an amateur. So I wrestled all through high school. I was a high school national champion wrestler. I wrestled in college. I All-American University freestyle, and I got a NAIA honorable mention All-American, which in the wrestling world is not super impressive. You know, it's not Bo Nickel status where you're smashing people's faces in and winning national championships. But I wrestled enough and did enough MMA to where, I'm pretty competent.
Yeah. So cage fight, literally an hour before I would. It pulls up, it says Fragoza, and I'm like,
yeah, no, that's in St. Louis, by the way. That's over on Cherokee Street at the Arena Auditorium Theater thing over there.
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you. Let me go into detail about this. So I looked this up, right? And it says Fragoza versus whoever the fuck it was. I don't remember. Some poor bastard.
Johnny Buckets.
Yeah.
His name was Johnny Buckets.
So I look at this and I'm like, it looks like him. He's got this fucking beard like him that I wish I mean, I don't know if you look at me. I mean, if you look at my facial hair, I look like I'm not allowed to be within 500 yards of the school zone. Fragoza grows this beard. It's unbelievable. So I'm like, there's no way this is him. Guys, he fucking dog walked this dude. Like,
I gotta go look it up.
The most insane thing.
Gotta look it up right now.
And like the skills that you had baffled me. I was like, so you didn't tell me that you were fucking like a UFC world champion.
Hey, I don't claim to be very good because the guys that I trained with and worked out with are phenomenally good. I was in Sacramento and I was working out with Team Alpha Male for a while. And those guys, a lot of those guys I went to, or some of those guys I wrestled against in high school, and they're friends of mine. And, you know, MMA has been a very big part of my life, although I never competed professionally. That was just an amateur fight because I had I needed to hurt somebody and there was no way to legally do it. And I was like, hey, I went to one of my buddies who did it. And I was like, sign me up for a fight. And he's like, are you sure? And I was like, dude, I have some things to work out.
But it was like you picked your shots on the feet well. I remember it was in the second round. You baited him. You can't, like, this is This is hard for me to do, who's been boxing for 3 years. You step back, waited for him to come in, fucking overhand right from the depths of hell.
Hey,
I mean,
first off, the fact that he didn't drop, I was like, I'm in trouble because I've never hit anybody that hard.
Bro.
Even in training, I've never blasted someone that hard. And he just kind of looked at. Now he was 6 foot, and I'm 5'4", 5'5" on a good day. So my punches must have been taking something off. I was so terrified that he was still standing. I was like,
dude,
oh no.
Dude, you smacked this dude. And then you guys went on the ground. And I was like, all right, so he's good on his feet. That doesn't mean he's good on the ground. Fucking chokes this dude. He chokes him, Nicholas.
Dude, time out. Time
Did he
out.
tap?
I just looked this video up, and you said, so because you said you was Johnny Buckets, I'm like, dude, I went to high school with a kid that we call Johnny Buckets. No, no. And I just looked this up, and that is 1,000% the dude. That is awesome.
Hey, no disrespect to that guy, but
no, absolutely not.
He wasn't very kind when we started. I was trying to shake
I
hands,
bet.
and he was like,
He's a
"No, I'm gonna
trash
freaking
talker.
murder you." And all right, dude, I don't think I'm old, but I don't think you know who I am.
Dude, he's a trash talker. That's awesome.
Dude, with my limited knowledge of like boxing and like the confidence that I've gained over the years from like boxing a little, doing some spars. And whenever I first met you, like I'm a pretty big dude. You would kill me. And you wouldn't even be able to tell. And I'm not like trying to blow smoke up your ass, but like,
Appreciate it.
Shout out and like Johnny Buckets, whatever the fuck that poor bastard's name was, who you assassinated.
I just choked him the fuck out, dude.
Dude, the balls that it and for both of you, the balls that it takes to get in there. I mean, you have to be uncomfortable from it sitting on them from this long ass podcast. Is unbelievable. I mean, is crazy. Hey, so shout out to both of you.
What's so weird is, so I left. A lot of people don't know this about my story. I got diagnosed with a autoimmune disease when I was 27 years old. That's why I stopped competing in athletics. It was rough. Like I had to get a desk job afterwards. I was training for the US Open. I was still trying to make the world team for wrestling. I had my first US Open, and I was feeling better than I ever had. I had a couple not wins. The way that wrestling works is you have 3 matches, and then you have to win 2 of the 3 to win the set. I took a round from an All-American, a returning D1 All-American. I took a round from him, and I was like, okay, dude, I'm starting to get back into what I considered good shape. And then I got hit with this crazy autoimmune disease that just put me on my butt every time I worked out. And I eventually had to stop working out. I hadn't been back since that fight. So yeah, all that to say, like, I did it for so long. It's just second nature. And I don't know why, got off on the tangent of telling my autoimmune story. I'm sure it was correlated in some capacity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss it, man. I miss it a lot. Like if I could go back and wish that freaking autoimmune away from me and stay with it, it would have been a different life for sure.
Yeah. So the only reason I brought it up, because, whenever I met you, I known you as Fragoza, the crazy entrepreneur. Because you and I, soon after we met, we went and got coffee. We talked for like an hour, 2 hours, just about fucking life and business and all this stuff. I know you as the musician and the entrepreneur. And just recently, now I know you as, what's the word I'm looking for? Executioner. I mean, legal killer. So, I mean, it's a crazy life. And I just want to say it's sick, because I don't think the amount of times that Nick and I have talked about like predictions on, because every time there's a big card, we run through the card, do our predictions, say this person's going to win by this, how he's going to win, why I think this person's going to win, yada, yada, yada. not once have we actually had somebody on here who like knows what the fuck a judo hold is. So, or like an overhand
Hey
right.
man, have me on again. Special guest for fight commentary. I'm
Let's
in. I'll
do
be
it.
talking out of my butt because all the guys I used to roll with and know really, really well, they're all retired. And I'm trying to think if any of them are still in it. Most of them are gone and hanging them up. And I'm like, dude, I think I'm gonna get a pro fight in just so I can put it on the bucket list and say I did a pro fight.
I mean, it's crazy. It's sick. So the question that I have for you two now, and we can close with this or we can keep going, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. You're both UFC fans. And every time we have somebody on here to debate this topic, it doesn't go well. It ends up in a screaming match.
I'm loving it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. John Jones. What do we think about him? I think that he's the greatest fighter ever lived. Ginormous dirtbag. Legacy tainted from the amount of steroids that he's just been injecting in his system. Just got announced to fight Stipe Miocic in November. What do we think is going to happen?
I think he's gonna put him on his ass.
Pop, pop, pop. Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm thinking late though. I'm thinking like 4th or 5th round. I think Stipe's just won't be able to keep up with him.
There's something that comes with enormous amount of talent. And I wasn't in this category. I was like I said, I was a very successful high school wrestler, but I wasn't so talented that I didn't have to try. And there's very few people. I can't even remember his name, but we used to call him Raminal. Good buddy. But he was so unbelievably talented on a wrestling mat that he didn't have to try, which inevitably, put him in that same category as always getting in trouble and always, just not washing out correctly. There's something about being an amazing athlete that sometimes comes with, like, I don't know if you can avoid some of that chaos, because that chaos is what makes you so talented. And I think that's where Jones falls. Like, he's a messed up, broken person. And the fact that he's so talented highlights all those things. If he wasn't talented at fighting, he probably wouldn't be nearly as bad of a dirtbag as he is, or, however you want to put it. He wouldn't be getting in trouble like he is, because the fame makes you brazen. You're just like, I'm freaking John Jones. Of course I'm driving drunk right now. Hey, let me go. And because he's been let go so many times, you don't even think twice about it.
Care.
But if you're just Steve Jones and no one knows who you are, make sure to check my blinkers. And, you're not going to, you don't have that, get out of jail free card. And I think it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy with him that it just keeps getting worse because we keep letting him back in. And it's, the only way that was going to get fixed is if people, rejected him, and it's tough to reject someone so talented.
So
it's a very good way to put that right there.
So Nick and I won't go into, we could have you guys both back on whenever it's time to do the predictions for the UFC John Jones, Stipe Miocic card.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Nick and I aren't going to go into too much detail about our predictions with that, because we want to save it for that episode. So, we have content. But I'm just going to I'm going to say this. John Jones is going to rip his head off.
I think so.
Stipe Miocic is a 45-year-old man who, the last time he fought, I still think they're looking for his teeth in the bleachers, because Francis hit him so hard. So the question that I have here is, if this is supposed to be John Jones's last fight, what are we doing? Why are we fighting senior citizens? I get it. Stipe
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, who do you give him? El Sanyan?
You know who I give him? He goes by the name Francis Ngannou. And I understand
Oh,
that he's not on UFC contract anymore. I get it. He fights for the PFL.
Yeah.
Who works with ESPN, I believe. That the UFC also works with. There's no reason that this fight cannot be made.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because UFC, like we've been fans, even longtime UFC fans, when they first had who did UFC buy out back in the day? There was another one, Pride. We were always hoping that Pride and UFC would be like the AFL or the AFC and the NFC. It'd be like, hey, these are the two leagues, UFC, Pride, and then they'll affiliate under, one banner for the freaking true champ. Like the champ from here fights the champ from here, and you can have these super fights. And they've never done that. Like the PFL needs to start doing that. PFL champ versus UFC champ. Who's the, champ? Like you should be able to cross over, but they're really stingy with their fighters.
It's crazy. And there's no reason why this fight can't get made. So like the PFL now has their big thing is now they got Jake Paul, who's going to be fighting. We'll see. Who's going to be?
Is he going to go MMA?
Yeah, he signed an MMA.
Okay.
He like is a part owner of the PFL, and he signed a deal to fight in the cage. We'll see how that turns out.
He was rolling with Volkanovski, and who else was there?
I think that was Logan.
No, yeah. Oh, okay. You're talking Jake. Sorry.
I'm talking Jake. Yeah,
there's two of them sometimes.
Yeah, whenever you're thinking about the more dirtbaggy one, though, I think about Jake. And Francis.
Well, Jake wrestled, didn't he? Didn't Jake wrestle?
He wrestled in high school, but Logan was the better one. He was the college wrestler,
Gotcha.
and he wrestled and successful in high school. So Jake can, but like he is very basic high school. And when it comes to boxing, he's at the level of somebody who'd be taking boxing seriously for 5 years or since 2018. But he's he's not beating whoever.
Yeah.
But
he's not beating Johnny Buckets.
So and Francis is fighting Tyson Fury. The fuck are we doing?
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's just
interesting.
It's just so depressing. It's just
we could do better. This is a big question for you. How serious do you think? Elon Musk and Mark Zuck?
I could see it happening. I could
see
it.
You could think.
So I normally we did a whole episode about this 2 weeks ago. I always disregard it whenever shit because like crossover boxing and influencer boxing, like it's a big thing and I enjoy it. Nick enjoys it. And whenever it's like time for like big celebrities like this to get in there, I always am like, yeah, that's not happening. I could see this happening based on the fact that Dana White has already talked to them about it.
Yeah. If he's talking, he's not full of crap.
Yeah, they're planning about this being for charity, yada yada. And Elon Musk is nuts.
That's true.
And Mark Zuckerberg is
a robot.
Jinx.
Yeah. And he knows jujitsu. So and like the basic rule of like fighting is that if somebody knows jujitsu, they can kill you.
Legitimately.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much I go boxing and go sparring. If I run into somebody who knows jujitsu, they're gonna rip my arm off and beat me over the head with it. Like that's just what's gonna happen. So and while Elon Musk is bigger, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
So like I want to see it, but it's not gonna last very long.
Oh, a minute.
It's
A
gonna be
minute and a
it's gonna be
half.
the most like anticlimactic fucking thing, but I really want to watch it. And as fight fans, and we'll wrap this up. This is the last like big topic I'll talk about here. We're all fight fans here. Um, Conor McGregor. Um, supposed to be coming back to fight Michael Chandler. He's not in the USADA pool, so that fight's not happening.
It's clearly on steroids.
Is like fucking very like obviously
Chin is like out here.
Yeah, I mean the dude walks around like a pit bull standing upright. I mean, and he's on the Ultimate, and so they did the Ultimate Fighter, and with like the hopes that when it ends, then we'd be ready to like promote the Conor versus Chandler fight. But Conor's not in the USADA pool because he's on steroids. And and like it like and to be in the USADA, you have to be in the USADA pool for 6 months before you can fight. So I don't, and simple calendar math, it's July. 6 months from now will take us out of 2023. Now it is Conor McGregor, and he can fucking say I'm Conor McGregor, and USADA would be like,
I'll give you 40 million.
yeah,
Give me 40 million and get in the cage and end your life.
yeah, but like at the same time, like how fair is that? You know, that but then again, you know, they refuse to take the belt off John Jones. So how many times he tested positive for steroids? So
yeah.
So it could happen.
I say let them all cook. Let them do it.
Let them all
Screw
do
it.
roids.
What are we doing? Do as much steroids as you want. Game on.
I had an
Let's
argument.
See what happens.
I had an argument. Nick and I laughed about this. I had an argument with our buddy, who's like a big John Jones fan. He goes, I don't think it's a big deal that he took steroids. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, I mean, it doesn't like do like as much as you think it does. And I was like, but it's like clearly in the rules. Like whenever if I had a UFC handbook and I opened it and it said rule book, it's like a bullet pointed fucking thing. Like it says like, hey, so don't do steroids. And it makes it and
it does a lot.
It's just a lot. And it makes it makes you stronger.
Cardio. It does cardio too.
Yeah.
Like there's some stuff.
He goes, it just enhances your recovery time. And I was like, so he would have an.
You never get tired. Yeah, you never get tired.
So you would be able to get back in the gym and train harder to get stronger.
Yeah.
And so the argument like ended up dying because he was like, I just said it made you stronger, and I was like, then what the fuck are we talking about here? He had an advantage over Daniel Cormier, but my hot take is that and I wanted to see what your guys' thoughts about this, and then we'll wrap it up. Conor McGregor, if he doesn't fight in 2024, will never fight again. But Conor McGregor is never winning a fight again.
Never.
Interesting.
Ever. He's never beating anyone ever again. The game has changed. He's been out for too long.
Only way he does. This is how he wins. There's no way they're going to give him his retirement fight and throw someone hot at him. It's going to be everybody else's long-term retirement fight. They're going to wipe the floor with their guy. You know, I think of this is actually a fairly close buddy of mine, Uriah Faber, his last fight. Now, the guy he fought wasn't a slouch by any means, but he wasn't at the same caliber level as Faber. Faber was going to win that fight. He did it in Sacramento. I got to watch that one live in person. That one was great. And Robbie Lawler, retirement fight, Cowboy retirement fight. The retirement fights are like tune-ups. They're like the tune-up fight for the. Now they could lose, because it's a fight and they're not getting thrown scrubs.
Yeah.
People who shouldn't be in the UFC. But I think regardless of what he wins, his retirement fight will be someone he could, mop up.
I don't think that his plan is to come back. I think I think Conor McGregor believes his own shit like 100%. Like I think he really does believe that he's gonna come back and he's gonna fucking beat Leon Edwards or whoever it is and become the champion of the world again and yada yada yada.
Game's evolved.
Guys, there's no fucking chance. I mean, there is. So he's gonna come back and fight Michael Chandler. He's lucky if he beats Michael Chandler, because Michael Chandler has been fighting, and if he beats Michael Chandler, it's because Michael Chandler walked into something stupid, and Conor isn't. He's not beating Islam Makhachev.
No.
He's not moving up to 170. He's not beating Leon Edwards. He's not beating Kamaru Usman. He's not beating Colby Covington. He's not beating Khamzat Chimaev, who also shouldn't even be in fucking 170 to begin with. He might be able to beat Tony Ferguson, who's not even ranked anymore. So.
Yeah, but Tony's a goer, dude. And Tony will get hit by that left and be like, whatever.
Yeah, but like,
has Tony ever been knocked out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got kicked by Chandler.
Oh, he has. Okay.
Yeah. But he did just get beat.
Of Max.
He got beat. Oh, I was thinking of. Was it Tony Ferguson who got kicked by?
Yeah.
Who fought Diaz last?
Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
Ferguson.
I kind of put Conor and Diaz on a similar playing field just because, and by the way, it doesn't matter how many rounds we make this boxing fight against Jake Paul. Nate's going to die.
Yeah.
He's going to die. I'm sorry.
Well, Jake's a lot younger.
And he's so much bigger. He's just so much.
Really? He's bigger than Nate? How big is Jake?
Jake walks around. He walks around at like 200 something.
Dear God.
Nate fights at 170. This fight's going to be 185. Yeah. So I just don't see it happening. But anyways,
in his last fight, he looked a little slow too.
Yeah. Because he's 30 something, and that's old.
Hey man, we're young, bro.
I got it. I understand. You could kill me. I get it. Nate Diaz could kill me. I understand.
No, we get tired quick. I'm tired of talking about it.
But like, Nate's not beating Jake Paul, and if he does, God touched him that night. So So like, Conor's not beating. Who else isn't? By the way, there's no way he's cutting down to 155. I mean,
he's a monster now.
He looks like a Ford Bronco. I mean, and
he's eating all the donuts.
I mean, that motherfucker goes to Penn Station breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, he is ingesting calories. But yeah, I just don't see it. So I wanted to hear your take. Is Conor, if Conor comes back, is he beating Michael Chandler? We'll wrap up after this. Is Conor beating Michael Chandler, and does he have any chance at winning a title ever again? Go.
He beats Chandler, but I don't know if he's gonna. He might win that BMF title. He might go win that one. That's about it.
Who's the BMF champion?
Couldn't even tell you, man.
Who's Jorge Masvidal?
Yeah, I don't.
It's gonna be Poirier and Gaethje. They're fighting for it.
Oh yeah, he's never beating Dustin Poirier again.
Or Gaethje.
Yeah.
Gaethje just keeps coming, dude. That guy's made of something different.
He's got nasty leg kicks too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's something else.
Now
something else.
Conor could switch up and prove me wrong. But like,
yeah, and you're right. He's probably gonna go out and be like, I'm done. I retire for like the 5th time on Twitter.
Yeah. He hasn't. I mean, and I'm talking about that he hasn't been in the octagon in years. He hasn't won a fight in even longer. So, listen.
It's been a quick minute.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to believe the Conor McGregor hype, but I'm not buying into it. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up here, gentlemen. As far as who won last week's little guess the number between 1 and 10, we're gonna say the number was 9. just because that's who commented it, and we're gonna give out $5 because we haven't been able to give anyone $5.
Nice.
For weeks. So congratulations.
Jackpot.
Yeah, and the person commented, I hope it's 9. That's what I'm guessing. In parentheses, I love your video. So this guy, we might have some personal bias. Apologies. But anyway, in order to win, or if does anyone have a riddle? We haven't done a riddle in a hot minute.
Dude, I got tons of riddles. What do you need?
You got
How deep you want to go down the riddle game?
All right. So what we
What
always do.
All right, you ready?
All right. So I'll do this. In order to win $5, answer Fragoza's riddle. You have to be following the page and like the post in order to win. Put your answer in the comments below. Fragoza, give me the riddle.
A man leaves home. He takes a left. He takes another left. He takes another left, and he returns back home. He's greeted by 2 men in masks. Who are the men?
No fucking idea. So
That's the riddle, bro.
yeah, boom. So in order to get $5 for a chance to win $5, answer that below. The first person we see get the riddle right, we'll send you $5.
And this is what we'll do. Do the comments keep going as the video is going for a week? I'll give you the answer, right?
Yeah.
And then they can ask yes or no questions. So you can ask yes or no questions to get the answer to the riddle, and either I'll get on there and reply, or the Ian Moore will get on there and reply, and we'll make sure we get this answered in a week.
Yeah. We'll get it. We'll get her done. We'll get her done. A lot of these answers come through TikTok, so it's going to be on the old TikToker. All right. So
I'm on there more than anything else, which is I'm ashamed to say, but that's where I am.
I love it. I love it. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. July 22nd, Saturday. We're all gonna be at Blueberry Hill. It's gonna be a fantastic show. We can't wait to see you all there. Get your tickets down below, or else what the fuck are you doing, gentlemen? Thank you so much. Get your tickets. Anyway,
get your tickets.
Gentlemen, thanks for joining us on episode 34 of Forever Talking, where we talk nothing forever. My name is Ian Moore, commentating partner Nicholas with B-Pags and Fragoza. To close off the podcast, we always do a little fist pump going into the camera. So if you guys want to do that, we'll see you all in the next one. Peace, love, bye. See you later.
'Cause you're like a bonfire, you're warm like the sun. You kiss like the ocean, I think you're the one. See you in my horizon, a stream I feel riding. 'Cause you're like